ladies and gentlemen. I'm Joseph Novichkov, Senior Trading Manager with GDM. Today's session on Wednesday, we're going to talk a little bit more about the US dollar, its effect, its weakness mostly against major currencies and commodities as well. And we saw that it dropped to a 5-month low against the Japanese yen, and that was early on Wednesday today, as steaming geopolitical tensions that of course checked risk appetite, and of course this puts the safe haven Japanese yen in favor, also gold prices as well. Investors, of course, in their flight to safety was underpinned traditionally as safe haven like the yen, treasuries, and of course gold, on a fresh concerns that the French presidential elections and possible US military action against Syria and North Korea could actually, of course, threaten the US dollar in the mid to long term. On Tuesday, of course, North Korea's state media warned of a nuclear attack on the United States at any sign of American aggression. Of course, this was after the US Navy strike group steamed toward the West Pacific, and of course that was a force that, I quote, the US President Donald Trump described as an armada. Now, there is a lot of key events today, as well as in 2 hours from now we're looking at the President Donald Trump speech. It probably this would be something about Syria, North Korea, his actions abroad. Of course, this is with a major volatility. Now, we're looking at a huge movements today on major commodities. Also, this is just ahead of just after, the BOE's Governor Carney speech. Of course, that is slightly before the unemployment rate for UK as well. Also looking for the European Union, the consumer price index, import-export prices for the United States, and of course monthly budget statement later throughout the American session, the US session, and also the Energy Information Administration's crude oil stockpiles reports on a weekly basis. Now, we are bracing for a very volatile day, and of course the rest of the week as well as next week also. Now, let's have a look here ahead of retail sales on Friday and consumer price index for US. We're looking at the euro dollar. The euro, of course, remains under pressure despite a weaker dollar, so therefore we're looking at a sideways direction, mostly on the uncertainties, the dollar on geopolitical tensions from US towards Syria and North Korea. The euro, of course, the French elections, and furthermore some more mixed data. Also, we're looking at the British pound here, same case scenario after the bounce off that was 2 sessions ago. We're looking at a huge bounce that was on the as I say again, on the weaker dollar. So right now, any signs of further military actions towards Syria and more tensions towards North Korea, of course, that would cause the dollar to fall even further. That would, of course, boost the safe haven yen. As you can see, the dollar fell against it below the 110 pivot level. You can see the strength of the candlestick that broke that particular level, and of course it was sustained throughout the last session. So we're looking at a further downside, as investors would actually see the yen as a safe haven, and of course they're going to keep buying it against the dollar. Crude oil prices, of course, steady 45 degrees uptrend, and we're looking at a further upside direction should, of course, the tensions between US, Syria, and of course North Korea continue. As we can see on the gold side of the market, we're seeing some retracement, mostly on a profit taking, and the upside could be also expected to continue past the 1280 level here, resistance, but of course not before testing the 1271-72 area, from where, if it's sustained, now the upside could be expected to continue. But of course, if it breaks below here, we can see the 1266 support to be also tested in the short term. Now we're looking at a very volatile day. So upside on gold, steady upside on oil prices, also downside dollar yen pair on a weaker dollar, and of course sideways direction on euro dollar, GBP, USD as well. I'm going to see you again tomorrow, and of course with more updates on the latest events. Thank you for watching. See you the next time. Bye bye.